Are expecting Neil to go down the inside, a bit like Rodders did there on Keith. Rodders sees a gap and he goes for it. And on meanwhile, Vince has passed Jamo. He's alongside Jamo. Jamo's going back through on the inside. Vince is on the outside. Into Sterling's video now got. Oh, made a mistake. Whoa! Back end kicks out like hell. Video looking back to get back under the draft as Cyrix comes out of the pits. Watch out, Cyrix! 3 wide, decides to get up to speed and he sees all these go through. Vince has got the draft from Keith as well. But back to the leaders side by side for Rodders and Seek down towards the last corner. Here we go. LPB Mixed Surface Series Round 5 Race 2 from Tokyo East Outer Loop. Hi everyone, welcome back to LPB Racing for the LPB Mixed Surface Series on GTSport. This is race 2 here from Tokyo Expressway East Outer Loop in the Nissan GR2 Super GT car. So this is race 2. Let's take you through the grid for this one then. So it's wet here at Tokyo this time. So we've had a dry race and now it's back to the wet races. So it's what the mixed surface is about. So we had one dry, now we're having a wet race. So Intrepid on pole because he won race 1. So on pole position for him. He is also running 3rd place weight in this because of the points he scored, so he's a little bit heavier than he was before. Rodders is in 2nd place. He's on 40 kilos for 5th place in the championship. Keith is 3rd. He's weight free. And then it's Bidster in 4th, his teammate just behind him there on maximum ballast, 200 kilos for Bidster still. Will in 5th, he is weight free in this one, so watch out for him. Red Bull is in 6th place and he is on 80 kilos for 4th in the championship. Neil Farmack is 7th on the grid. He is running 160 kilos for 2nd place in the championship. Stevie is 8th and then it's 9th for TY, and they are both weight free at the back. So let's get on with the race then here at Tokyo. So watching this stuff, let's put the stuff on the screen. Sorry about that, guys. There we are, so we can see what's happening. Ready for the off. There's Intrepid. 7 laps of this one now, so a lap took off because of the wet conditions. And off we go. It's a good start for Intrepid. Oh, plenty of wheel spin for Bidster. He did not get the best of getaways there. And Neil Farmer being hounded by TY and Will, the Rebellion Racing cars on the inside, as you go out of the tunnel and into the wet. Here it's dry for now, and here's the spray. And look at the wetness here. Absolutely pouring it down here at Tokyo, or at least the track's soaking wet. Anyway, it's not pouring down exactly, but it's soaking wet. It's about as good as the Gran Turismo physics will get for wet weather. As we go into turn 1, Intrepid's not first anymore with the weight. Rodders and Keith have gone ahead of him because they're lighter in their cars. And further back we've got, oh, spinner in the middle of the pack. That's Stevie, he's gone round. Stevie has another horrible start to a race, and he is at the back. Bidster got caught up in that as well, and he's back in 8th place now, so he's lost a lot of ground. Will and Intrepid trying to get side by side into the next few corners. Rodders and Keith together. Rodders leading the way with Keith behind him. Red Bull is in a battle with Intrepid. Will and TY, the 2 Rebellion cars behind him. As we go into the left-right kink here in the wet, got to be careful, slow the car down a bit more. The car will be a lot more squirrely than it normally is. Will makes a mistake, he taps the wall, and he's gone down to 7th now behind Neil Farmack and his teammates. So he's gone further down 2 positions there as well. As we go up to the fast left-hander. Fast left-hander. Can't see hardly anything because of this spray. It's immense. As Intrepid then in Red Bull and Keith all very close together. Rodders just trying to make a break for it. TY has a massive slide out the corner. That'll help Neil Farmack try and close up, but again Neil Farmack's got a lot of weight on. So Bidster's right back on the back of this now because they're all fighting each other. Down to the hairpin, sparks from Will as he grazes the wall. Into the hairpin, we can't hardly see anything because of this spray. It's incredible. As we go through the corner, the camera's quite low in this one. We can't really see many things, but nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. As Red Bull takes the lead, then Rodders goes wide and the 2 teammates go side by side out the corner. Rodders runs very wide and his teammate now alongside him. TY is up to 3rd place as well. He's passed Intrepid. That were a brilliant corner there for TY. What we'll do in this one, guys, we'll just try changing the cameras up for this one, see if we get some better angles on this next lap. Because we didn't get many good angles on that first lap. The cameras were a bit low. As they all go side by side down the straight. Incredible speeds here as they go into the wet. Red Bull and TY alongside. There we go, we can see a bit better now. And down the straight. Everyone closing up together. Everyone in a big mob of cars as we go up the hill towards the overpass. Brake. Everyone trying to slow the car down. Intrepid on the inside, Rodders on the middle, Red Bull getting hit. Red Bull gets a little tap from a car behind, and they all go tippy-toeing out the corner. Really trying to be careful with the power. Incredible race in this. Everyone playing pinball with each other now, and TY and Rodders with the high score out in front. Rodders, TY, everyone else. Will trying to hold back everyone else from TY. Will's gone up into third. Red Bull Intrepid down to fourth and fifth. Red Bull trying to get alongside Will here. Try the other cameras again. We'll see if they've changed it somewhat. Oh, Red Bull goes off. He's into the wall. He's been hit or got in a sticky situation, and Red Bull goes off then, and in down to seventh he goes. Bits is up to fourth now. After that, Intrepid and Keith look like they were the ones that got tangled up with him, because they're back now in fifth and sixth place. We'll go back to the cameras, guys, because I think they are better in this one. So there's Bids there. Oh, into the wall goes Bids there. Too fast into the corner there. Way too fast into the corner there, and now down to the hairpin then. TY is actually in the lead of the race. He's took Rodders, so Rodders then goes back down into second place. TY then is in the lead. Remember the last time that TY went, he run very wide there though, very, very wide. Remember the last time that TY, whoa! Oh, we'll get this for sentencing. As TY gets the power down and squirms everywhere. Rodders is on the back of him now. The last time that TY won a race was in the pickup trucks back at Colorado Springs, so that was ages ago. So that was round one. So he's not won one since then. Let's see if what he can do here. As Rodders then is trying to deny him that and trying to get another and trying to add to his win tally this season. There's Will. I'll try to start his win tally off, shall I say, with Rodders, because he's been sort of consistent. He's had a few races on the dirt where he's been at the back, but in the tarmac races he's not done too bad actually. He's done very well, and Will is on the back of him now. So the two Rebellion cars trying to sandwich that Chippendale Racing car. Into the corner we go, and Rodders then back down to second. Well, he's still down in second, and Will trying to harass him in third. Sideways at the corner. Bidster there in fourth. There go Will and Rodders. Bidster's actually catching these lots. It doesn't look like the weight's having as much of an effect when it's wet. So Bidster actually managing to catch up to the front runners a bit more. Now, does that mean that Neil Farmack can try and catch up? No, because he's back with Stevie. He's gone back with Stevie. He's lost ground, and Stevie's then caught himself back up, and he's behind Neil Farmack now in the 160 kilo plus Nissan that he's in, and turns into the corner after returning into the line. But luckily Stevie has to do the same, can't quite capitalise on it. So recap then, we've got TY in the lead, pulling away from Rodders in second with Will in third. Looks like Will's made a little mistake there as he's tried to get Rodders into there. So it's Bidster in fourth, Keith is in fifth, his teammate behind him with Intrepid in sixth. He's going backwards in this one, third place weight on his car, not used to carrying the weight. So back there in sixth place. Red Bull's in seventh, Neil Farmack eighth, trying to close him down. Fast lap of the race last time round because they were all battling that hard. And Red Bull in seventh, and Stevie in ninth place. No seat one this weekend, unfortunately, due to personal circumstances. But no seat one, but still, his team not doing too bad. Neil's trying to do what he can, but we'll have to see how he can go in the next few races. But Neil Farmack then running a grey and green car because of seat one's not here. Seat one's the one that usually does delivery, so he's running just a grey and green car, and not doing too bad, but obviously with the weight not helping him at all. There's TY in the lead, 155.6, pulling a good gap here, and Will and Rodders alongside each other. Rodders going back for Rodders under pressure for his second place, trying to get back at Will, but no, Will gets second place. He holds on around the outside and takes second. So it is now a Rebellion Racing 1-2. We've not seen this season yet, and Rebellion 1-2 looks like it might be on the cards, but we'll have to see how we go, because remember, TY's not had the best of luck this season when it comes to making mistakes. So he's been making a lot of mistakes this season, but that was just clean. Well, yeah, I've just said mistakes, he's hit the wall, so commentator's curse there, but you know, TY's known for his last lap mistakes in this championship, so he's made a few of them this season, so let's hope he can carry on all the way to the end in this one. Will second with Rodders still behind him in third, Will and Bidster in fourth, 58.0 for Bidster, not a bad lap with the weight on. Intrepid is in front of Keith now, Intrepid's past Keith, so Intrepid is now in front of the BB Racing car of Keith. and Intrepid moves himself up the independent into 5th. Very impressive first season here for Intrepid. We've seen him on Project Cars, and this is his first full season in GT Sport, and he's doing very well indeed. So looks good for looks good to be a future top runner in LPB Racing. And Keith putting the pressure on in the BB Racing car. Into the hairpin we go. Intrepid defends the inside. You can see there into the corner. Intrepid keeps the inside line and goes out the corner. I'm just going to try the other cameras again now, guys. Sorry, I've been fiddling with the cameras in this one. I just thought I'd give it a try. Oh, just a swap cameras. Intrepid full 360 and carries on. Is this lad a stunt driver? But no, Keith gets through and Intrepid then spins. I'm not sure if there was any contact. I don't think there was, because if there was, Keith is usually the first person to let anyone through after an incident. So Keith puts his foot to the floor and Intrepid then loses it himself on the exit and down to 6th place. Getting up to speed now. But behind him, Red Bull and Stevie. Stevie's making his way up the field here. Remember, this is only Stevie's second race in GT Sport with LPB Racing. He's obviously a Project Cars legend in LPB Racing. He's one of the best in Project Cars. And constant battles with Bidster and plenty of the top runners in Project Cars. But now he's back. He's on GT Sport and trying to show some of that same aggressive passing, and he's just done it on Red Bull straight up the inside. But Red Bull, now the thing is, Red Bull is sort of the Stevie of GT Sport. He's not afraid to put a move on if he can. The Stevie runs wide there. Red Bull probably a little tap to him into the corner, but Stevie then on his debut round in GT Sport, not doing bad. He's had trouble at the start of both these races, but he's managed to come back from this one. And Red Bull trying to challenge him on the inside. That's what I'm on about the ruthlessness of Red Bull. But he tries it, but he loses momentum through the corner, and that's going to allow Neil Farmack to close up. But Neil Farmack struggling in this one. I mean, Luke lost touch with the pack early on. Meanwhile, up front, TY still with a massive lead. Will, his teammate, the Rebellion Racing car, the second one with the red stripe down the middle. You see, TY's got the yellow stripe on his car. Will's got the red one, and Will in second place, but he's got to try and keep Rodders back. Rodders still hungry for that second place that Will took a few laps ago. Still hungry for a position tight around the corner. Got to really watch the power out of this corner. You've got 600 horsepower wanting to escape from that rear axle, and it's got nowhere to go because the tyres cannot transmit the grip to the tarmac when it's wet. And you've got to be really careful. These things can get very snappy at the back end under power. There's Bidster in 4th, having a bit of a lonely race. Keith in 5th. He's ditched Intrepid a little bit there after Intrepid's stunt driving 360 a lap ago. There goes Red Bull and Neil, they're quite close together. Stevie's made a mistake. Stevie's had an off and he's down to 9th place now. Stevie's down to 9th place, so he's had a spin. And I know it's a bit late in the race now for the replays, so we'll actually go to the end and we'll get the replays of the race at the end of the race. But Neil Farmack and Red Bull then going down out the tunnel, out the dry bit, onto the wet patch. Red Bull and Neil then alongside each other down towards the first corner. That straight at least a mile long, got to be a bit more probably than that as we go down the straight. Braking hard into the right hander. Red Bull's on the inside. Neil twitches car wide, but Red Bull a very clean manoeuvre there on Neil Farmack. And Neil Farmack then trying to poke for a gap. Red Bull goes wide. Red Bull goes very wide there out the corner, and Neil gets alongside him side by side out the corner. But Neil Farmack gets ahead. Red Bull has to give in for now, but I don't think he'll be giving up anytime soon. Bidster is catching up to Will. Rodders has passed Will. Rodders has passed Will for second place. So another change there. Again, those will be in the replays at the end. But Rodders through into second place. Will 3rd. Bidster 4th. Keith 5th, Intrepid 6th, Neil Farmack in 7th, and Red Bull and Stevie now having a nice battle because Red Bull's obviously made a mistake at the little bridge section, and Stevie's now right on the back of him. This race is not done yet for the lower positions, definitely not done yet. And for the higher positions, it's still not done because Will is right on the back of Rodders again. So he might have made a little mistake or been passed by him, but he's up the inside now. He's putting the car on the inside. He's got to try and get the traction. The car's going to slide there on traction, but Rodders gets the better traction out the corner, lets the car run a bit wider out the corner. Yes, he loses time by going wide, but in the rain by going wide sometimes you can get the power on earlier and actually then get past the other car that's trying to take a tighter line because they've got to keep the lock on, straighten the car up and get going from a slower speed. So Rodders then got the advantage there, but Will takes the draft, and now on to the final lap of this race. Rodders and Will still at it now. TY's an acre ahead, he's already at the first corner. These two have only just come out of the tunnel. That's a good probably 3 or 4 second gap, probably 6 second gap looking at that really, more realistically. As you go to the first corner, Will's on the inside, Rodder's on the outside, into the top section of track, up the overpass, brake as you go up the hill, sideways on the inside, sliding the cars through, very, very twitchy on the way out for Will there, but he gets down the inside of him. He's going to go wide, no he's not, but look, Rodders has had a bit of a snake out the corner, and Bidster's finally on the back of these boys. It's a bit late, but he's on the back of them. There goes Will, nicely through there. TY's already through the little chicane bit, coming down to the next few bits. Remember, TY is known for his last lap mistakes, so we've got to watch out for that, just in case anything happens to him. But Will there in second place, he makes a mistake out the corner. Rodders goes to the inside. Rodders on the inside for the next right-hander, and he's through already. So Will tucks in behind. Bidster's right behind these boys now. Could Bidster jump up 2 places if these two take each other out? Chippendale Racing versus Rebellion Racing versus BB Racing. All the teams very close together. Will runs wide, hits the wall. That's lost him his chance at that second place. Rodders looks like he's going to get it now. Bidster on the back of Will, trying to do what he can. TY's out the last corner here, sliding the car at the last corner. Do not lose it now, TY. As we go out the corner into the hairpin now. It's Bidster on the inside of Will. He's got to go for a move somewhere. He's down the inside. They all run wide. And Bidster tries to get the traction on the inside. Rodders and Will go wide. Bidster's in third, but TY takes the victory here in race 2. Fantastic win for TY. Wins by a comfortable margin. His first win of the second half of the season. Well done for TY. And then it's Rodders going to be second, and Will's past Bidster because of the weight and the traction. It's going to be Rodders second, Will third, Bidster fourth. What a race by them as well. Brilliant race between Will and Rodders all race as well. Brilliant, entertaining action. Keith's going to take a well-deserved 5th place. Intrepid 6th place with the third place weight on. Remember, 120 kilos on his car. Neil Farmack's going to take 7th from Red Bull, who hopefully doesn't weave this time, and Stevie is going to take 9th place. So what a race that was. Absolutely brilliant and entertaining stuff there. And we will now take you to the replays of the race, followed by the results. Here's the replays from the race. Okay, here's the first of the replays then, looking at Stevie then, on board with Stevie down towards the first corner then. So here we go, watch Stevie here now, listen to the car, he puts too much power on and spins it round himself, listen. It's Red Bull. And there we go, too much power on, spins it round, and Bidster then waits for it all to unfold in front of him, and then Stevie spins up those rear tyres, and eventually there's a slow motion there. Tries to get the car sat round, but he's having trouble here. He's might as well put some ballet music on. There we go, he's got it. Okay, now here's a replay from on board with TY at the hairpin on lap 1. So watch here, watch the white car ahead, that's Keith. Right, Keith outbrakes himself, and then look, hits Rodders, and then knocks them 2 wide. Intrepid goes wide with them, and then TY tries to get through. There's a bit of contact as they all try and get going. Red Bull goes through on the inside past all of them. Keith lets Rodders go. The 2 teammates, the Chippendale Racing cars, almost come together, and then we're all side by side down the straight. Absolutely insane racing here, and TY tucks in behind Rodders, just nicely feathering the throttle, just trying to work his way past Red Bull together, and then the race carries on. And here's something else that we missed on lap 1. It's Neil Farmack into the hairpin. Watch this, into the hairpin, just a bit wide, almost contact with Will. Then watch on the way out, Bidster sneaks through the inside past them both. And then on the power, too much power on for Neil, and round he goes, 360, and again 360 and a half. And then eventually they have to get the car turned round in the middle. There, that helps, and then get the car going. But unlucky there for Neil, and that's how he ended up back with Stevie. Okay, now here's a replay on board with Intrepid then, so we're going round the long corner. There goes Red Bull on the inside, and then watch Red Bull and Will here. There's Will goes wide, almost contact with Red Bull. Now into the next corner we go. Watch here, Red Bull outbrakes himself, and Intrepid goes in too hot as well. They both make contact with each other, and Red Bull becomes worst off, and then Keith goes through as well. And now here's a second look at that on board with Keith. So we see Red Bull there on the inside, just goes too wide. Intrepid wrong place, wrong time. Keith runs a bit wide as well in reaction. Bidster goes through to 4th place, and Keith just misses Intrepid as he comes back on, and then you see Intrepid just actually gets past back there and stays in 5th with Red Bull down in 7th. Okay, now here's a quick replay of how TY took the lead on lap 2. So into the chicane, just Rodders runs a little bit wide into the corner, a little bit of a graze of the wall like Will does there, and TY goes through and takes advantage and leads the race. Okay, now here's a replay of Intrepid on lap 4 then, without me going through the menus and trying to change the cameras. As he goes out the corner, watch here, on the power, and it just slides, but then he puts power on going the other way, and round it goes, and then finishes the right way. Absolutely brilliant. It's like he planned on doing it. Okay, now here's a replay of Rodders on lap 6. This is how it took the lead from Will. So he took it initially on the straight, but Will fights back into turn 1 down the inside. Up the inside he goes, and through he goes, but then he goes very wide out the corner, very, very wide. And Rodders goes back through on the inside, and then just holds on, defends for the next corner. And a good defence there by Rodders, and then takes second place. And now here's some replays of the last lap action then going into the hairpin. So first of all with Bidster and Will breaking into the inside. Bidster's got to go for it down the inside. Rodders runs wide. Bidster runs wide. Will just avoids him. Brilliant car control here by both. And Bidster gets on the power a bit earlier. Puts it low, revs in second gear, gets the power on. But with the weight penalty on his car, he hasn't got the acceleration that Will's got. And plus Will's got the draft from Rodders and goes through to take third place. And then while all that were happening, this was happening further back. We had Stevie, Red Bull and Neil having a really, really good battle back here. Now into the last hairpin, watch this. If we go into the hairpin, Stevie goes for a move on Neil. He sort of outbrakes himself, moves to the outside to try and avoid him, hits the wall. The Red Bull tries to sneak up the inside of both of them, but Stevie puts the power on too early, spins the car around. That's him in last place. And Neil Farmack gets going to eventually take the 7th place with Red Bull in 8th. Brilliant racing there by all. Now straight to the results. Okay, here's the results of race 2 then. So it's TY who takes victory by 12 seconds from Rodders, who just held off Will there at the end in 3rd. Then it's Bidster in 4th, and then it's Keith in 5th, with Intrepid in 6th. Neil Farmack finishes in 7th. Red Bull gets to keep his position this time in 8th position. And then it's 9th for Stevie at the back after a few pirouettes. And it's TY with the fastest lap as well to boot with the race win. He won 55.6. So as you come back from that then, there is your winner, TY, in the Rebellion Motorsport Nissan GTR there. Well done to TY. Brilliant win, and that'll be a bit of a boost in form for him for this second half of the season. So first win since Colorado Springs in round 1. So well done to TY, fantastic win there. And we will see you guys next time for races 3 and 4, which will be around Tokyo Expressway again, but this time the East Inner Loop, which is a different variation of this track. So we'll see you then for that one, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching another race by LPB Racing. Really hope you all enjoyed that one. And next time it's going to be the East Inner Loop, which is another variation of the track with the Ford GT17.